Luckily, we are here today with a person who actually helped shape the norms of India's metropolitan culture, Raghu Ram.
मैं गलत कमरे में आ गया लगता है. What's your policy on colorful language?
Oh, very. More the better.
And yet, these shoots put the fucking compilation unmuted, unfucking censored on MTV.
That's insane.
1,000 gaalis in 1 minute was the fucking title of that thing. I don't know this. Suddenly it's viral. Suddenly there's a police case, man.
But
I sang a couple of them.
Somehow Anu Malik and Sonu Nigam didn't feel the same.
That was not my.
Were you pranking them in the audition?
Yeah.
It was so unique as well because India's really not been a
unique.
very confrontationist society.
Oh,
It's very much like, oh, so thank you, we'll let you know how you did.
think we were
But you were
growing.
right on the face. You were India's Simon Cowell, basically.
Ancient wisdom is supposed to be all powerful. Having said that, even stupid people grow old.
You have to 20 लोग को आज 25 coming in, out of the 20 you have to screw. Like, was that given to you?
You need to be interesting when your back is against the wall and you have no plan, right? That needs to be. How am I going to find that?
Yeah.
The only way I'll find that is by doing that, putting you emotionally, mentally in a state where you are hyperventilating, you don't know, and now your animal reaction is coming out. Your fight or flight has happened.
Yeah.
But like, can you name a country which you feel is the utopian
why-
equality?
There is no country
There
that's
is no
utopian.
country. That's the problem.
You have, but one second. Why does it? You're getting defensive now.
No.
When I am not at all. By now you'd be crying. Homosexuals should be allowed to get married to each other. Why will anybody marry a woman then? Come on, yaar. I mean, the anonymity that internet provides. Do you think it enables behavior change in human beings?
Yes.
Or do
I
you,
think so,
Or
yeah.
do you think it reveals innate human nature? I went into a castle emotionally and just locked myself in. I walked away from Roadies. I walked away when my relationship with my then wife was destroyed. My mental equanimity was gone. I was just going through a breakdown and I said, dude, I have to walk away. Actor as a villain or a negative person, you'll end up doing those facial expressions and मैं जब भी किसी गोरी तितली को देखता हूँ ना मेरे दिल में सैकड़ों काले कुत्ते भौंकते हैं. Behold my field where I grow my fucks. You will see that it is barren.
In this amazing metropolitan world which we're living in, we have a very mixed society, an amazing urban society. But whenever there's a mixture of cultures happening, a lot of times we've noticed that people don't understand what are the normal norms. And luckily, we are here today with a person who actually helped shape the norms of India's metropolitan culture, Raghu Ram.
मैं गलत कमरे में आ गया लगता है.
No, but I must say that because for a lot of people, I think every youth member in India knows of you and knows how you have it. Some have favorable views of you, some have little controversial views.
What's your policy on colorful language?
Oh, very. More the better.
Yeah.
We're demonetized anyways, so it
We're
doesn't matter.
absolutely open.
Okay, no, opinions are okay. Yeah. I mean, I've never cared about favorable or unfavorable opinions.
How did you become so bindas in life? Like, didn't give a damn.
I grew up with a lot of insecurities. Every kid does, yeah. And Rajiv and I being twins, obviously, we were picked on a lot. We were very skinny, and because anything that makes you different. See, our school system, I'm going to get intense instantly. I can't help it. Sorry.
Yeah. No, more the better.
That's who we are. We would like you
Our
to.
school system is, in any part of the world, not just ours, school systems are designed to promote and inculcate conformity.
Right.
You have to be uniform. You have to dress alike. You have to behave a certain way. And any departure from the norm is punished both by teachers and by students.
Sure.
A kid might be amazing with a tabla, for example. Okay,
Yes.
but if he's not scoring like 90% in maths or something like, his parents are not happy, teachers are not happy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's how teachers punish. And if you are different, if you're too tall, you're too short, you're too dark, you're too fair, you got big glasses, you're fat, you're thin, we're twins. So whatever makes you different is actually what should be celebrated about you in the world. But in school, that is what you're punished for. And Rajiv and I were picked on a lot. And I grew up really concerned with everything. I had anxiety about everything and very, what's the word for it? Very introverted and underconfident.
Wow, a lot of people wouldn't believe that.
It's true though.
You're an introvert.
It's true. It's a lot of things happened in my life through my. I've actually written a book about it called Review My Roadies Journey.
Yeah.
Where a lot of my opinion, my attitude completely transformed. I could see through the matrix, so to speak, and once I could, then it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter. I'll still say that sometimes it's not like I'm absolutely I don't care. Sometimes you do a little bit, but then you check yourself and say, hey, come on, it's not real. Anybody who abuses me doesn't know me. Anybody who compliments me doesn't know me either. He is reacting to me the way I have made him feel about himself and the world around him. So is the guy who's abusing me. So it's okay. I mean, their opinions, it's okay.
Tell me more, like you've been born, no, not a lot of people born, but born in Andhra Pradesh.
I'm not born in Andhra Pradesh. I was born in Delhi, but I'm from Andhra Pradesh.
You're from Andhra Pradesh.
My father's from Machilipatnam.
Right.
My mother's from Kakinada.
And how much did that influence you as...
A lot. Growing up, look, they say, right, NRIs, they are the most Indian.
Yeah, more Indian than the Indian.
They are. And their Indianness is frozen in time.
Yeah.
They might have left 10 years, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And they're still the kind of Indians that we were 20 years ago. India changes.
Yes.
But their memory is that.
Sanskar.
Like that, similarly, my parents being out of Andhra Pradesh,
Right.
they're very Telugu. Okay, my father was like a Telugu Samrat, you can say, right? Which is he was in Telugu theatre. He was a chartered accountant, but later in life, his second lease of career was on Telugu translation, voiceovers, and supervision of voiceovers and stuff like that. My mom has written books and stuff like that. So they were very into Telugu. They were
In the household you spoke
in
Telugu?
the so I used to, because they say that it takes a village to raise a kid. With twins, it takes a city. So my parents, my parents were posted in living in Mumbai when we were conceived, and the minute they found out it might be twins, they shifted to Delhi, close to my maternal grandparents' house, in the same building actually.
Right.
And then her sister was also there. My Daddamma was there, and so we grew up getting spanked in 3 different houses, not just one. Actually, more than 3, but I'll tell you about that later. And it was all about Telugu. There was this Andhra Bhavan, and whenever there was Burra Katha or there was a Telugu film, N.T. Rama Rao, Maya Bazaar, or even a Chiranjeevi film, we'd all go and we'd all watch. So but in that bubble, it was Telugu. But outside the bubble, it's very Punjabi. My school, my friends, my colony, everything was very Delhi, Punjab. Delhi has a strong Punjabi influence.
Yes.
And so I grew up. My parents, though they lived most of their life in the south or whatever, and they were able, their South Indian-ness, their Andhra-ness was strong enough to kind of be its own thing inside that Punjabi-ness. Mine wasn't. Rajiv and I, we grew up with different influences, both South and North Indian. I think we were exposed to the best of both worlds, and I prefer that. I think it's nice.
It's not easy to be, I think, both, because it's everybody says very different cultures and
very different cultures, but it's easy. You just need to know that in my house, this is the language I speak, this is the food I eat, this is the things we talk about. Outside, this is the language I speak, this is the way, these are the words I use, this is the kind of food I eat. It's like a double life, but it doesn't feel like it. It's just in and out. I think, I don't know if people must have that even now. I'm sure you guys had it too. Ghar mein Ram, gali mein Sham, which is, you know, in the house you're different, and outside you're very different. So this was just natural for me. You know,
it's such an Indian thing to do that, right? Like, you know,
any culture which has like strict parents will have that.
Yeah.
Will have that.
But have you always wanted to get into the field of show business, or you just stumble across it?
There was no field of show business while I was growing up. I am 47, right? I'm going to be 48 this year.
Yeah.
I was born in 75. So I am from the time of Doordarshan, basically. You know, there wasn't even a DD Metro. There was only one channel which used to be there for 2 or 3 hours a day in the evening. That had shows like Krishi Darshan, which was about farming.
Yeah.
Saptahiki, which was, and something called, you won't believe it, Saptahiki, I think, which was Saptah, which is a menu card of what is going to come next week.
Oh, wow.
That was a show we all used to watch. Everybody used to watch anything that came. And then DD Metro came, the second channel. Then, of course, All India Radio was there. Then I became a teenager. We had FM radio, Radio 1, Times FM, all these things then. So, I think as I was growing, the media
Evolved
landscape
massively.
was growing with me. Right? So I'm from the, I think, original, well, not the first generation of show makers, but I have second or third, I'd say.
Yeah.
You know, because I have worked with, at the time of where the pioneers were working.
Yeah.
And so I started working in 95.
Right.
December, so 96. And
As what?
as a trainee, we were interns. No, not even interns. Interns have respect. Trainees. We were just, see, the thing is, there's Network 18 is a huge thing now. There's Viacom 18, Network 18. At that time, it was just TV 18, and it was operating out of a basement in Kalkaji, New Delhi. And there was an explosion of the cable TV had just happened, 92, 93. Cable TV had happened, and they needed shows, lots of shows, okay? And those people were needed to make those shows, but nobody was trained. There was no courses.
Yeah.
There were no courses to, now there are, of course, for everything. But at that time, there weren't. So what TV18 did was, since there is no no place that is giving you the qualification, they said, we'll take kids and we'll train them on the job for 1 year. That was an experiment that they did, and then they opened Academy 18, which was a school that they opened to kind of
Continue.
to churn out workforce for themselves and for the industry. But we were the guinea pigs. We were the experiment leading up to the academy.
Right.
And Rajiv and I had dropped out of college at that time.
Yeah.
And we didn't know what to do. And
If you don't mind me asking, what were you studying at that point?
I was studying English honors literature. Rajiv was studying economics. But studying, I use that word a little generously.
I think it's the same
My
for all of
attendance
us.
was zero.
Yeah.
Zero.
Zero. Why is it always like that? The people who were never really good in academics are the most creative types also.
It's the other way around.
Really?
Yeah, think about it. Now, the school system, what is the function of it? It is to give
Your
workforce human resource,
Yeah.
right? That is why, and because since the industrial revolution happened, that is why the people with the highest marks are only eligible for science. Only they are eligible for science because they want the brightest minds in that field, engineers, doctors, stuff like that. You know, and the others are like, "Chal tu arts mein," you know, tu painting kar le.
The first lesson always of commerce and arts. Welcome. Commerce.
So. Our education system is not designed for me or you to find our best self and to hone it.
Correct.
Suppose I say there's this beautiful story of this woman in the 40s. She was a kid. Not here. This is America or Germany. I don't know. America. Where this girl was constantly in trouble because she couldn't sit properly. And they thought there was something wrong with her. The parents took her to another school and said she has a problem and this and that. And they said, okay, beta, you stay here and we'll come. And they stepped out for a while. That guy had a cigarette. This girl was alone in the room. They came back and saw from the thing, she was jumping around and dancing. She said she doesn't have a problem. She's a dancer.
Yeah.
She needs to, and she's the one who started choreographing Cats. She's the one who is one of the pioneers in Broadway.
Right.
So the point is, if you are able to figure out what this person's best
Quality.
version is,
Yeah.
how is this person, what is he, interest, aptitude and talent has to come together and say, okay, if this person goes in this direction, he will be a success.
Yeah.
That's not what the schools are doing. What the schools are doing is, I want you, maths teacher is saying, you have to be first in my class, civics keh rahe, mere class mein first. So when the school does not cater to you and you're supposed to people who don't fit into the academic side are misfits.
Yeah.
So creative people
And they fall
are
into
misfits.
depression.
Are misfits.
Yeah.
So it's not that the people bad at studies are creative. Creative people find it very difficult to integrate into that culture of uniformity
Or to be accepted also.
conformity, because being an artist means to think out of the box, to be different, to celebrate and show the world different ways to look at things, right? That's what an artist is. But no, in my school, I was actually taken out of Chinmaya Vidyalaya and put onto DTE, Delhi Tamil Education Association, because it did not have the distraction of extracurricular subjects. There was no singing, no sports, nothing.
Yeah.
I used to sing. Rajiv and I were really into music and all, and everybody's like, dude, इनको ना ये जो answers हैं, put them to a tune and they'll be able to, because I could listen to a song and sing it like perfectly, but answers after like months and months, I couldn't understand it because, so yeah, we had dropped out. Coming back
And
to
you
that.
you have made a single as well, which is quite
No, I've written many songs.
Yes.
And they've all been recorded and they've come out as well.
Yeah.
But
I sang a couple of them.
Somehow Anu Malik and Sonu Nigam didn't feel the same.
That was not my.
Were you pranking them in the audition?
Yeah.
That was like a dare.
Yeah.
It was a dare given by my friends who were making Indian Idol. The first season was being made by Miritech.
Yeah.
And Roadies also I was collaborating with Miritech for that. So this was, I finished the second season of Roadies shoot. And I came back to Delhi. They were doing those interviews at that time. This was the first season. And I had a reputation of being hot-headed and argumentative or whatever. So they said, bro, these guys are like, girls are crying, boys are crying, why don't you go and, fight with them? I said, why the hell should I fight with them? I'm not going to fight. But then my friend said, please. I said, okay, man, how do I? It doesn't matter to me. According to me, it wasn't real life. I'll go and I do it and I move out. But then it went.
Yeah, it went crazy.
But you had done that audition before Roadies had started? Or
No, after.
After Roadies had started.
I came...
Roadies was 2000, I think.
Roadies was 2003. This was 2004.
Okay.
I had just finished the second season ka shoot, but I was not on camera for the first two seasons. Actually, I was doing the auditions, but I was trying a lot not to put that on air because my whole shtick, my whole modus operandi was to catch people unawares and see where they go. I told them that if you put it on air, everybody knows what I'm going to do, and then it becomes my job becomes more difficult. But they had to, because they wanted more money from the sponsors. They had to have a longer presence on air, and because of that, the audition episodes, and because they had seen it and they thought it was entertaining. So I lost that battle.
I think it's the only show where people would watch the auditions more than the actual show because it was so entertaining what you were doing. It was so unique as well because India's really not been a very confrontationist society. It's very much like, so thank you, we'll let you know how you did.
I think we were
but you were right on the face. You were India's Simon Cowell, basically.
I really feel that we were growing as a society and we didn't know which way to, it was okay to speak back to somebody. Everything was a little conformist.
It still is.
Yeah.
In India, in our culture, disagreeing with elders is seen as being disrespectful.
Oh, yeah.
Yes?
Oh, yeah.
And our ancient wisdom is supposed to be all powerful. Having said that, even stupid people grow old.
Lot of times.
I should be allowed to counter them. Just because you're older doesn't mean and I don't know. I think it was at a crossroads of my outrage at the system and the changes I was going through emotionally, mentally, and psychologically, and the stage that the youth in the country were. I think they found an echo in what I was saying. It's none of it is deliberate. None of it was thought possible. I mean, it blew up. You know, I used to go to this tapri, chai ki tapri outside the office and have. Those guys started taking pictures with me. That's when I realized, dude, something's happening. Because I was never seen anywhere. It took 11 out of 12 months to make a season. I would take 2 weeks off and then go back in.
Wow.
I just finished this thing. 6 to 8 months I would be editing in one room. You can't see me. Morning, night, Saturday, Sunday, Diwali, Christmas, New Year.
Wow.
I'd be editing or shooting. So I never knew what was going on. I just knew that ratings आ रही है. उससे मेरे पे ना और pressure पड़ गया. तो मैं और काम करने लगी. But whenever I stepped out, people were losing their shit all around me, and I was like, what's going on? What's going on? मुझे समझ में नहीं आया. I just then accepted it. I didn't accept it. I just stopped questioning it.
But most importantly, I think, you know, where one thing is that it was not personal. You know, it was not you saw somebody and you wanted to personal this thing. It was just generally show business, right? Like,
what are you talking about?
Like the auditions, when you're striking people down.
Yeah, you know, it was not like, so, you know, you have to 20 log ko aaj 25 are coming in, out of the 20 you have to screw. Like, was that given to you?
No, there was nobody to give it to me because I was making the show.
Yes,
so
correct.
Nobody told me to be that.
Correct.
Now, I'm going to explain what I was doing, okay? If it's a singing show, I will ask them to sing and I'll know whether I want to cast them or not.
Correct.
If it's a dancing show, I'll do that, right? Now, what am I doing? Roadies was a bunch of strangers traveling and living, sharing space together very intimately, okay? But competition for each other, you can't trust anybody. And the game itself is ever changing. And so, you are on edge at all times. You are not going according to plan, and you are reacting. You're from a very visceral, spontaneous reaction.
Sure.
Okay?
Sure.
Is that interest? That is your version of singing in a reality show. That is your version of cooking in a cooking reality show, food show. You need to be interesting when your back is against the wall and you have no plan, right? That needs to be. How am I going to find that? The only way I'll find that is by doing that, putting you emotionally, mentally in a state where you are hyperventilating, you don't know, and now your animal reaction is coming out. Your fight or flight has happened.
Fight or flight.
Okay? That is what I'm doing. So, I am, if you say, one way of looking at it is, 25 आ रहे 20 की फाड़नी है मैंने मैं 25 का सोचता था I used to मैं फाड़ना नहीं. I used to say, okay, now here's the deal. I'm looking at this guy. I'm now, it's become second nature to say, what are his buttons? Where can I take him? Is it difficult for me to take him? Does he resist? Does he easily go? Once I take him there, how does he react? Does he shut up? Does he climb up? Does he get aggressive? Does he get VP? What does he do? And once that happens, am I interested now in looking at him? Is that a true moment for me? I should feel it too. A lot of times it was very sweet. It was really like tears, and people are like, people have come out of the closet on the show. People have howled about their parents and their, you know, the way the father abused his mother and stuff like that. Shit like that used to happen, and it was a very real moment. Okay? My idea was to take them emotionally because everybody comes with तुम किसी interview में जाओगे, date पे भी जाओगे, you'll have a plan, right?
You have a plan.
They say, I mean, this guy Mike Tyson said, every boxer has a plan till he's punched in the mouth. So it was my job to punch them in the mouth. So when you say, was I hell-bent on fucking people up? I was hell-bent, but not on fucking people up. I was doing my job. I was taking them emotionally to a place where they were fight or flight.
Vulnerable to.
Their adrenaline was flowing and they had to react.
They had to.
That's what my job was, and I did that. I did that. So a lot, and sometimes if I like a person, I will do even more because I want to cast this guy. Because see, even sitting on every audience member every viewer is a judge. He's also or she is also making a judgment on whether this person should be cast or not. So if I like a person, I will take that person, मैं बजा दूंगा उसकी. More than that, because I want the viewers to also understand why I like this guy. You know,
And that was the question. Like, it's not personal. You actually wanted to find out.
it's not personal.
Yeah,
It's not personal. Once or a few times it was.
Yeah.
Few times it was. Some guys really,
Yeah.
they push my buttons.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Of course.
I've
Of
seen.
course. I'm sure that happens.
There's a whole YouTube compilations of
Dude, there was a
people
police case on that.
Oh my God.
I don't know who the hell did that. I think MTV only did that because this was. I look at me, man.
Yeah.
I was the guy who beeped everything.
Yeah.
I was the guy who then muted it. I didn't even
Yeah.
beep it.
Sure.
Beep के नीचे mute कर दिया.
Yeah.
फेस ब्लर कर दिया मैंने. ठीक है.
फिर भी
उसी के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं लोग. मैं इतना कुछ बोल दिया, but all you can talk about
Yeah.
is something that you cannot hear, you cannot see.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It became such a thing, and yet these shoots put the fucking compilation unmuted, unfucking censored on MTV.
That's insane.
1,000 gaalis in 1 minute was the fucking title of that thing. I don't know this. Suddenly it's viral. Suddenly there's a police case, man. Some guy sitting police case on me, Raghav Bell.
Yeah.
Fucking and something like that.
But is this what led to that thing in Pune where you had that?
Well, yeah. In Pune, there was a time when I was attacked by ABVP.
Yeah.
ABVP is the student wing of
Yes.
BJP.
Yes.
And they have positioned themselves like every right winger
Yeah.
as the custodian of culture.
Correct.
And according to them,
Protector.
I was according to them, I was against culture, Indian culture.
Okay.
And so they thought that they would attack me and make a point.
Yeah.
So they tried.
Yeah.
It happened. So yeah, a lot of things happened, man. Look, why is it that my opinion rankled right wing so much?
It's because you had a bigger voice and a lot
I
of
don't
people
have
were
a bigger
hearing
voice.
you. A lot of people were hearing you.
But why is it? Why does it piss them off that people are hearing me? See, why are they threatened?
I mean, I can't answer that
because they
question.
themselves probably are not sure of it of those particular stances themselves, and you kind of show it to them on the face.
So as a liberal, I fought for equality.
Yes.
When I talk about misogynist,
Yes.
if I'm talking to somebody who is looking down on Muslims, on castes,
Yeah.
and I'm talking to them, I am talking about equal rights. But right wing will always try to protect a hierarchy of power.
Yes.
Hierarchy of, and that anybody talking of equality is threatening to them.
Yeah. I mean, they don't understand the concept of it. I think it's a
They
it's
do
a bit
understand
difficult.
it. Your right wing audience are going to get pissed off as usual. You know.
My co-host is also very much right-wing.
I'm centered to right. I'm centered to right. But of course, no. But that's how me and Shiraz also balance it out.
Yeah.
But of course, no, I
left to
totally
center.
understand. Also, because I'll tell you, I think what happens in almost all countries, if you see, they're not so well mixed as how India is. India has India's minority.
I won't use the word well mixed anymore.
Not at all.
Not anymore, but
Yeah,
like
mixed, yeah.
India's minorities are sometimes can make countries of their own as to how big they are.
True.
So
we have more Muslims in Pakistan.
Yes, almost. Now Pakistan is a little ahead, but they don't have electricity anymore. So the problem is that I've noticed this. I lived in Europe for a long
More
time.
Muslims with electricity.
Yes, we have more Muslims.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but I'll tell you, in most countries you go and see, there's a certain
Thank
amount
you,
of
Modi ji.
xenophobia. There's a certain amount of xenophobia in every country where if you go to
It's
Switzerland...
always conservatives. It's
It's
always
always-
right wing.
It's almost every country you go to. You go to South America, it's a majority of this particular race and this particular language. Same in America as well. Whoever comes and preaches these Western values, they're 95% all Christian or so
What do you
and such.
mean by
particular-
Western values?
Which majority of the world follows these certain liberal principles
Why is
have
that
come
West?
from the has come from the West. We have followed from the West most of these liberal values of equality, fraternity. These are French
You're
values.
saying India does not have a concept of equality?
India's figuring itself out. India, of course, India till today does not know.
But
Surya,
I
may I
want to
remind you?
I want to tell you, in 1950,
Constitution
in
of India.
the Constitution of India guarantees equality. So let me please tell you, the Constitution of India is the biggest constitution in the world. India is the biggest democracy in the world, and it enshrines equality. So when you say that equality is a Western concept, I dispute that. I really do.
No, not equality only. Of course,
it's not a concept. It's a fundamental right protected by the Constitution.
Equality, when you have a capitalist system, unfortunately, there is no such thing as you can say.
I don't think capitalism is to blame. Capitalism is also a product of the mindset, or a byproduct. Here's the thing: do you believe people are equal, or they? Okay, here's the thing.
Yeah, of course they are.
Do you believe people should have equal opportunity?
Yes.
You do believe that?
Of course.
Do you acknowledge that our Constitution guarantees it?
It says on paper, but in
do
practice...
Do you acknowledge that I actually have a copy of the original Constitution of India at home, by the way.
That's super.
And do you also agree that equal rights is denied? Like if a film is coming out, if it's a Hindu leading man, it's different. If it's a Muslim leading man, there's a boycott.
Recently this has happened,
going into a temple, males are different, females are... in some of there are controversies, right?
Sabrimala.
Everywhere.
Yes.
Sabrimala. And that is what the BJP and our right-wing election plank is. It is to say that I will preserve this hierarchy, this status quo.
But do you think such sort
of inequality?
Yeah, no, I'll do. But of course, like today we have a lot of political leaders who have come from different, the low caste of society, but they've made it big. And so it's not impossible. Narendra Modi went from selling chai to becoming prime minister.
You are taking outliers and applying that to... It's like people saying Michael Jackson made Thriller, therefore there's no racism in America. I dispute that. No. It does not. You're taking an exception and pretending that's the rule. Let me tell you what the rule is. Once you identify the exception, you will know the rule.
Of course, yeah. But like, can you name a country which you feel is the utopian equality?
There is no country that's utopian.
That's the problem.
But one second. Why does it? You're getting defensive now.
No.
When I am not at all. By now you'd be crying.
Can we start?
When I think it's patriotic.
Of course.
To shine a light on our shortcomings. Our right wing believes that it is traitorous. It is what's the word
treason.
for it? Not even treason.
Blasphemy also.
Treason.
Yeah. Treason.
You have a problem, Pakistan chala ja. Right?
Exactly.
But for me, pretending everything is okay and continuing to live like that is not patriotism. If you love your country, you will work to make it better.
Better, yeah.
But right? That works in a society where there's 100% education.
No.
But like you can't wait for that 100% education.
Your definition of better we have to agree on the definition of better. That is the difference here. Even the right wing wants to make the country a better place. I'm not denying that. Yeah. They are not here to destroy the country. Yeah. They are making it their better.
Yeah.
For them, a country is better if there are no Muslims here, women are sitting at home, and high caste Hindus rule the world, rule the country. That is better for them, and that is why it's conservative.
So one thing which I realized why people love or hate the show, one thing which a lot of people really liked about Roadies was it got them out of their own bubble. Because I was purposely living in a bubble where I thought all men in India are such nice people, or all women, and we're all such nice people, and we have no conservative views in such ways. We all respect women, and then we see the show and we realize, wow, there are a lot of people who like have some stupid ideas like, oh, I'll just use and throw women like that, and such disgusting thoughts are out over there. Did you think that you yourself get a reality shock when you were hosting the show?
Well, I remember you telling me that the auditions was the most entertaining part of the show and all that. But that's whenever I hear that, it's funny for me because that's not my experience. For you, it's an episode. For me, it's real life, right? Yeah. And entertaining is not how I would describe it. It was frustrating. It was something. In fact, I've written in my book, I will do a lot not to have to do that again.
Oh, yeah?
I'll do a lot because it's not worth it. Now look, Roadies is still okay. Look at the internet today. Everybody's getting like the trolls are you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The negativity. Can you honestly say it's enjoyable? It's an enjoy. Ask any woman who says good morning. She'll be slut shamed for no reason.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So it was frustrating for me, and it's something that I'm not surprised with the views of people.
Yeah, it's just like it's
I'm not surprised. I expect it.
because you actually were the first person to actually tell that particular part of middle India, saying that, boss, this is not correct.
Yeah.
This is not like, where did these very strong views of yours on feminism really root from?
Me?
Was they always been there, or along the way?
Do you remember me telling you that I was bullied as a kid?
Yes.
All right. So that is the foundation of my worldview. Actually, ask any bullied person. That is a personality defining experience. I see sexism, racism, all of these as bullying.
Yep.
I see women as the bullied, and I see men in that time, people with that kind of a point of view as bullies. And I have always stood up to bullies. You know, beyond the point. There was a time in my life I used to cower in front of them. I used to be scared of them. I used to go around a long distance to avoid being, face to face with them. That changed. And wherever I see bullies, I take them on, and I don't think I'm the only one. A lot of people have that. So it's funny that a lot of time I'm known as a feminist, which I am a feminist. People don't even understand the meaning of feminism. They say, "Oh, you think all men are bad?" I say, Feminism is the belief that women deserve the same opportunities and rights as men.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you believe that?
Of course.
Then you're feminist.
Yes.
Doesn't mean I hate men.
I think the problem is the feminist movement just kind of got warped with the woke culture and the pronoun choosing, and that's why a lot of
No. You are conflating the two. They are not the same.
No, but in general thoughts, people are like, oh, feminists has become a little bit of an, oh, you're a feminist, oh, that means you're gonna shame me for being a man. That's what a lot of men kind of feel that.
But that's not a attitude problem. That's a perception problem.
Huh.
When people see somebody as like Andrew Tate, look at him, okay?
Yeah.
He's a force. People are actually influenced by him. Young boys are influenced by him, and if you were to talk to them saying no, women are also he believes that women should never work, right?
Right.
In a lot of Middle Eastern countries, women are not like.
Of course.
If you
It's
were
not
to
encouraged,
so if you were to tell them, they'd be. The fact that women should be able to drive doesn't mean men will stop being able to drive. It's like homosexuals should be allowed to get married to each other. Why will anybody marry a woman then? Come on, yaar. I mean, that kind of a stupid argument, no? It's women deserve equal rights. Oh, you mean men will have no rights at all? That is, one doesn't lead to the other, and it is a closed, ignorant mindset, which is traditionally conservative.
It's more, I don't feel it's ignorant. I feel it's defensive, because I think a person who is not secure of their own self is going to object to such things, because, if you are secure of, for example, your sexuality, the women around you
or your masculinity.
Yeah, or your masculinity, why would you have any problem with any gay person? Like, you don't, even if I'm sitting with around 10 people, it doesn't mean that I want to fuck them. Like, they can be my friends, right? So
Woody Allen said that, I'm glad I'm not bisexual. I don't think I could take rejection from men and women at the same time.
No, but it's very interesting, because your views, of course, gave India's urban youth and liberal
there was a
brigade a sense like you were an icon in some ways, but you also had to deal with a lot of hate.
Yeah.
From both sides, actually, left and right. How was that daunting? You're okay with hate? Like, for me, if I see 1-2 comments of hate, it breaks me.
Probably in the beginning you would be like, what's going on? But over a period of time.
Once I lost my temper and I left Twitter in a huff. He was somebody who kept saying something. I'd said something about, at that time Vijender Singh had won something, and I was like, wow man, so proud, because I know him. And somebody came back at me abusing, saying, oh, usne to aisa kyun? And then he started abusing me. I said, "Man, follow क्यों करता भोसड़ी के?" And I blocked him and I said, "Fuck you, Twitter," and I left. उस time ना Twitter नया था and I lost my temper. It wasn't right, but I didn't realize that people follow to troll. I thought if you're following me, you must
be a fan.
You must want to know what I think for because you like it.
Yeah.
In any event, no hate does. When I met my wife now, Natalie, the first time I met her, I was editing Roadies 8. And she came, she is from Canada. And I had seen her video on YouTube and I had shared it and told people, hey, this is a cute girl and stuff like that. But normally I don't say that, but I said, but when she came down, everywhere she went in Bombay, everybody said that, Raghu likes you. Raghu is a fan and this like that. So she came over, as somebody said, he's editing over there, chalo. And I was editing, she came and it was nice, very sweet. And in the end she said, because she was, first time in India, jisse mil rahi thi, wo photo kheench rahi thi. And she said, can I take a picture? I said, okay. Yeah. She took a picture. I said, what are you going to do with that? Are you going to post it on? She said, yeah, I'll post it on Facebook. I said, okay. Have you ever got hate? She said, why? Why will I get hate? I said,
you will.
If you haven't, I would request you not to post this.
Yeah.
Don't post it. She didn't get it. She posted it.
Yeah.
She was taken aback by the reaction. Oh gosh, what are you doing, man? He's going to ruin your life. He's going to do that. And so for me, it's not even amusing. It's just a thing. It's like there are cows on the road. There is hate on this thing. I mean, I'm not equating cows to hatred. I'm just saying that things are there. Yeah. Things are there. It's not something. Do you think the internet anonymity, the anonymity that internet provides, do you think it enables behavior change in human beings?
Yes.
Or do you think it reveals innate human nature?
It's a bit of both.
It reveals innate human nature.
Yeah.
Because I think the fact is you have anonymity. We're not next to each other. I can say whatever I want and I won't get a punch in my face.
Yeah, but that kind of truly shows who you are, right? Like,
Human beings have always been motherfuckers, right?
Always been assholes.
And now we're getting to see it. So therefore, for me, hate really doesn't get me because I fucking expect it.
Yeah.
I expect it. I really do. Once in a while, somebody will write me a long note saying, hey, you impacted me in these... Those I will respond
Open up to.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
But anybody who's saying that, you're just another hater, man. And why the fuck? Behold my field where I grow my fucks. You will see that it is barren.
The harvest has been bad.
It is a fact, and I always say this, like, this is one of my very, very strong opinions that everybody now, people have maths, physics, chemistry, they should have social media as a subject in schools.
Social media etiquette.
Yeah, social media etiquette. I mean, yeah, whatever. They must have this because people who are growing up with this medium and then they have no... But it's such a big medium.
But think about it. Humans have, as he said, humans are fucked up. There's something dark in every single person. There's not even Mother Teresa, I'm sure, had something very controversial about her, which we don't know. So no one's really perfect. I think that is everyone has some crazy sexual fetish, which we find out you hear something about Sachin Tendulkar or something or the other. It just comes out. I think that is the spice of life in a way.
Just because everyone has a social fetish doesn't mean they should be rapists.
Of course,
that's what you're taught. There's a line that you do not cross. That's what you're trying to educate people about. Should not be like, okay.
Actually, I did research on this, and apparently trolls don't see themselves the way the world sees them. They have a very different opinion of themselves. They see themselves as part of a community where they receive validation. They see themselves as powerful and envied.
Yeah.
That's how they see it. I think education would help in... Before you become a troll, tell them the trolls are bad. Ye to sikhao.
Yeah.
Just by... No, these guys, a lot of them... most of them want a reaction, but a lot of them are also...
They want to drag you to that same mud pit they're in.
But also a lot of them they see themselves as activists. If they are slut-shaming, they see themselves as guardians, gatekeepers of Indian culture. Do you understand me?
Yeah.
If you were to make them understand that what you're doing is making Indian culture really badnaam all over the world by slut-shaming regular women, I mean, that needs to be understood. They say that, I mean, Indians, they say any app is a dating app if you're Indian enough.
Oh yeah, LinkedIn,
And
Big
we are
Basket.
we are the most sex taboo. Like now we are the biggest
We are the
population
most
in the
popular,
world.
yeah.
That's not happening. Bhagwan ki den thodi na hai wo. I mean, something's going on, right? Like we must realize.
No, but what I'm saying is that if I slut shame women
Yeah.
because I think women being out there is against Indian culture, then what I am presenting as Indian culture to the world is that of a slut shamer, a rapist, a troll as an Indian. Do you get me?
Yeah.
So what people need to understand that, okay, if this is, I'm not here to debate with you your concept of Indian culture.
Yes.
But I'm here to explain to you how you will be seen if you act a certain way, and if you do see yourself as guardians and gatekeepers and representatives of Indian culture, then you should be doubly careful.
Yes.
You should be doubly careful.
And everything you put out there is there out in the world forever. Like it doesn't go away. Once it's on the internet, you're done. It never goes away. I mean, and people don't get that. Like maybe you're a troll today and you've put out this much hate in the world, and then I don't know. People reform. I always believe in that. I hope they do. But you always can look back on it and be like, what was I doing?
But
like,
there's other things about it, and I don't want to talk about the negative only, but I think internet is the beginning of the end.
Yeah.
I think we will.
Yeah, no. Of course. But
Anyway,
but also why we spoke about haters is also the other side, which is fame and intense fame, and then how fame can in the beginning it's seen in such a bright light, but then it has a dark side to it.
I never set out to be famous, bro.
I know, but like you fell into the fame trap.
It happened, and it was not something I was prepared for.
Okay.
Nothing in my life really. Well, firstly, we're twins, so my first memory is people staring at us. Okay, always. But what happened with Roadies was unprecedented and unimagined, unexpected. And I was not ready. It really changed me as a person. It changed me. I became paranoid. I would not.
Yeah.
I had bodyguards. I would not step out of the house.
You can't trust people,
If
making
they-
new friends.
I was an introvert anyway, but people looking at me, coming at me, talking, touching, that really, so I became...
Selfies.
It really, and the whole... I went into a castle emotionally and just locked myself in. I walked away from Roadies. I walked away when my relationship with my then wife was destroyed. My mental equanimity was gone. I was just going through a breakdown, and I said, dude, I have to walk away. I just finished everything. And at that time, of course, there was stuff happening in India politically, and I jumped into that. But I wanted to get away from Roadies at that time.
But that's crazy because on the outside we will just say, oh man, you're loaded, you have these many followers on Instagram, you must be happy, you have to be happy. Like when Deepika Padukone came out and said she dealt with depression. Like, well, you got
what do you have to be depressed about?
Yeah.
That is stupid. No?
Like
We
India
don't
does
get
not
it.
understand mental health and depression at all.
At all.
Yeah, it's
It's always tough because you're never looking at it from another person's perspective. You're constantly looking at it as if what, he has so much more than I do, or she has
I wish I had what she had. Oh, what do you mean she's depressed? I would be so happy if I had that.
Have you come across friends and in the industry they say depression is a very big thing, and
Mental health is an issue. I have intimate knowledge of.
yeah.
A close friend of mine killed himself.
oh.
And depression is something very... The thing is, depression, the symptoms of depression and mental health issues, they're the same as working in the as you're always tired. You know what I'm saying? In the industry,
You don't feel like doing things.
in the industry, there's a lot of stress. It's accepted as part of the life. There's a lot of pressure. You're always tired. You're not happy. But people accept it as part of life. You may not think that there are issues. I really think that depression and anxiety and such things are way more rampant in our society than we
and
can
COVID
even
really
imagine.
COVID multiplied that. Oh yeah.
Multiplied it big
Yeah,
time.
also, and I don't think we as a society are open also. Like you say, I'm depressed or I have a mental pagal hai kya?
Pagal hai kya?
Be happy. That's
Yeah,
the first
exactly.
answer. Especially parents as well. Like a lot of parents, they just don't know how to medicate it. They're like, what do you do? So we just give more drugs to you. Like have this pill, have that pill, and then that starts another spiral. and that's worse than dying of hunger or something in some ways. It's just because your own brain is your own jail.
Enemy.
Yeah,
basically.
Even for us, a very close friend of ours also passed away because of depression. She killed herself because of depression quite recently.
Wow.
And
everyone from the outside said, why would she? You know, she has a fashion label. She's so well off. She's so beautiful. Why? And they don't understand. And it's also hard for people to voice it out or even ask for help because they'll get such bad advice. Yeah. No. But also what's it like dealing with when you meet other actors in this industry? Like, have you ever been starstruck?
Yeah.
Once.
Okay.
Who?
Actually, I have taken a picture only with one person.
Yeah.
I have never asked anyone
Oh,
for
really?
pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Ranjit.
Oh wow! The guy,
Rapist Ranjit.
Rapist Ranjit.
The villain. We mazak
Yeah.
mein he was a villain, right? And he's got the swag. So I met him. I said, "Sir, ek picture." And then I also stood like that, and I got a picture done. But वो मेरे बचपन के हुए. But once I was starstruck. No, I was starstruck. I was at Amir Khan's house. My wife at that time, Sugandha, she had done this film called Jaane Tu Ya Jaane Na, and they were doing a party at their house, and Amir Khan was there. And I asked my wife, I said, I'm going to ask him for a picture. She said, don't you dare embarrass me. I'm here as a colleague. Please don't. I said, wo sab theek hai. I really like Amir. I look up to him a lot.
Yeah.
And at that time, and I didn't take the picture. Otherwise, I'm not. I'm not
Easily.
No, I'm not. I don't think there'll be anybody that I would be starstruck with. Maybe Amitabh Bachchan, sir.
Yeah.
But in this industry, especially Bollywood, there's so much nepotism and such. Do you think our industry will ever change, or is it going to be the same?
Industry is a reflection of our society. When you talk about nepotism, you pick Bollywood. Isn't industry, isn't politics, everything is nepotistic, isn't
Everything.
it? So when you say there is nepotism, then you mean in only you have a problem only in one industry.
Yeah, exactly.
But not in the other. Having said that,
Yes.
in films, nepotism is the easiest to cure. It's not so in industry. It's not so in politics. Even in politics, it is easy. You know how?
How?
Don't buy tickets.
Yeah.
Don't vote for that guy. Make it unviable for. This is everything is money driven.
Yes.
If you don't want there to be nepotism, by buying a ticket you've supported nepotism.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
Accept it
Yeah.
and enjoy the film. Some of them are good artists though.
Yeah.
Okay. Doesn't mean that it's okay to nepotism. Doesn't mean it's okay. It just means that they have it too easy, and that makes it too difficult for others to.
But the struggle, like you must have gone through a very intense struggle to come to wherever you reached as well, compared to someone saying, okay, son, here it is.
But that's what I'm saying. Don't watch their films.
But I don't. I see.
But it's kind of difficult because you want to watch someone else and then he happens to be in the film.
Just don't.
Yeah.
क्या होता है जब स्टूडेंट्स हैं एग्जाम चल रहे होते हैं नहीं देखते ना फिल्में आके चली जाती है ना राइट अब आई एम शूटिंग आगे मार्वल का एंड गेम भी आ गया मैं नहीं देखूंगा बिकॉज सो डोंट वॉच इट तुम पठान को बॉयकॉट कर रहे हो तुम इसको करो ना यार अगर तुम प्रॉब्लम किससे है तुम्हें एंड इफ यू आर ओके विद इट देन डोंट कंप्लेन अबाउट इट तुम अगर कोई किसी का बेटा इलेक्शन में खड़ा हो रहा है जस्ट मेक श्योर दैट यू आर नॉट वोटिंग फॉर दैट गाय
One of the greatest successes people who made their careers out of Roadies was Ayushman Khurrana, and he was on Roadies season 2. He was the winner. What was your first impression of him?
He's very sweet. Yeah. He's always.
I saw the audition. You were like going after him a little bit, but
he said that earlier. And I want the person he likes, he goes after a little.
Not
bit.
too much, also. But
No, उस time पे ना.
But that guy's a natural. Like I don't think anything could have stopped him from making it.
See, I liked him. There was nothing much. I wanted to find an excuse to take him to a place where he gets hassled.
Yeah.
So मैं कुछ ना कुछ बोल रहा. I was trying something. You know, he handled it well, but he was interesting in that thing. And weirdly, in season 2, one of the tasks was sperm donation.
Wow.
Yeah, and then
all the boys had to donate sperm. One guy refused to do it. Others did. And his first film was Vicky Donor. See?
Wow.
Coincidence.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
It is.
Yeah. But he does some offbeat kind of stories. I mean, you know.
he's
whatever
amazing.
he touches turns to gold.
Yeah.
You know, it's,
But it's also his choice. He has if you notice, he's the one actor who celebrates human flaws in characters.
Yeah.
Almost everybody, like even an action hero, has hubris. Premature balding. What erectile dysfunction, this, that,
transgender,
the other,
recently,
stuff like that. He celebrates his characters are a celebration of diversity and vulnerability, which is the opposite of our heroes, so-called heroes,
who have to
are
be
superheroes.
perfect.
Are superheroes, right?
Who are stuck in that this I am the man.
They are perfect in every fucking this thing. That's what I like about him. When you say anything he touches turns to gold, you are taking away his courage and his discerning power to say that I am going to tell the stories of these men. You know, the fact that it becomes gold, he and his team is turning it into gold. Otherwise,
but like he's got like 100% success rate right now. It's crazy.
I hope people don't focus on that. That's too much pressure.
No,
on
of
him.
course,
That's
good.
too much pressure on him.
And it always keeps getting into that. We always keep pushing on that factor, saying that he's got 100%, he's got 100%, and people want to live up to that. It's
but
not
this
easy,
movie industry as well. Look at the odds. Only like 5 to 8% of the movies actually make profit.
Yeah.
It's a crazy stat. It's like as good as just throwing your money out and just letting it go. But for him to actually make it, that's commendable as well. But what is your acting style like when you go? Are you more of a method actor or?
I wouldn't say I'm a method actor. But I do get there is.
Or do you just play yourself?
I don't. Firstly, I do best in characters that have similarities to myself. Okay, so whenever I see a character, I first look for similarities that I can latch onto and identify with.
Sure.
Okay, if there is something that then that is a starting point for me to start building that character, and then I create a character which has. I'm very cognizant of his where he's coming from and how he's looking at this situation, how he would, and every character has a soundtrack. I listen to that soundtrack while getting ready, getting made up and all that, and I get into that zone. Absolutely.
I mean, it must be difficult, right? Like, because of course you find similarities, but for you to get into that zone, I mean, like, is there a ritual that you do, or like
I listen to music.
Yeah?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. There is a curated playlist for each character.
Okay.
Okay. This character that I'm playing in Kida Kola, the Batman, the new movie that came out.
Yes.
His soundtrack is that.
Okay.
So by the time I come out of the trailer,
you're in the zone.
I'm shorts. That guy is like Batman.
It's fun being playing a negative role.
I don't think it's negative. See, in India, in popular culture, we see everything as positive and negative, and that's not the way. I think it is for an artist, for an actor. It is. I don't see him as a negative guy. I see him as a guy who everybody has motivations, and there's a reason that motivation leads to certain choices and actions.
Right.
This character that I'm playing, he's trying to do right by himself. He's doing something because he believes in it.
Yeah.
Now, because it is in opposition to the goals and desires of a protagonist, I'll become the antagonist. Antagonist is fine. Antagonist is not negative.
Yeah.
Antagonist is just the biggest obstacle that the protagonist is going to face. The genesis of those and the personification of those obstacles.
So they say every story has to have like
different
characters. If you see a character as a villain or a negative person, you'll end up doing those facial expressions and मैं जब भी किसी गोरी तितली को देखता हूँ ना मेरे दिल में सैकड़ों काले कुत्ते
Oh God, that Amresh Puri, man, like
he made that look good. But the point is, if I try to do that, no, I try and find the truth in. But it also depends on the genre, yaar. For example, Tismar Khan. There is nothing in common with that I have. I can't find anything. I'll just so I see the genre and I say over the top.
Yeah.
Here we go. So I have a question for you guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
What are you reading right now?
I'm watching season 2 of Peppa Pig.
Tinkle Digest.
I have a 4-year-old daughter. I think you have a 3-year-old son.
Yeah.
What's fatherhood like?
Fatherhood is it just. Oof. I define myself as a dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so awesome. That's
It
great
is.
to hear.
I'm a toy. तुम जो भी पब्लिक परसेप्शन है ना तुम भूल जाओ. वो बंदे उसने he has me wrapped around his tiny little finger. वो उसने मैं कार्टून हूँ उसके लिए. Fatherhood is somebody. You just have to be a clown for the rest of your life. I mean, I am that clown for you. I will, and there's not. It's just, I can't even talk about it. It's
Clown, ATM.
Everything, man. I can't say no. मेरा problem है. बड़ा ही मुश्किल है.
Louis C.K.
Would you recommend fatherhood to everybody?
No.
No?
No.
It's not for everyone.
Only for people who can do it. Fatherhood is
How
the
do you know
worst.
before?
Huh?
How do you know?
I'll tell you. You should get a dog.
Acha, okay.
Good advice.
Nobody who can't take care of a dog should be allowed to. तुम यार आज की डेट में try and adopt a kid. तुम्हारे ना एक्सरे कर देंगे ऊपर से नीचे तक. तुम्हारी फैमिली हिस्ट्री, मेंटल हेल्थ हिस्ट्री, अरेस्ट रिकॉर्ड ये सब. But you can fuck and give birth with no fucking checks on you. Imagine that. I'll get my.
Exactly.
So I really think people should have drive करने के लिए license. You should get license to be parents.
Because there's so many people whose lives
I would not recommend it for people who are going to fuck up the generation next one, right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't recommend it at all.
Because it is a full-time job. More than anything else, it's a responsibility for the next generation, what you teach them.
The way I see it, you're single, right?
No, I'm married.
But you don't have kids?
No, I don't.
All right. Yeah. So, it took 2 people to create you. It took 4 people to create them, etc.
Yeah.
Throughout, in the animal kingdom, there are animals that live for 100 years, and there are insects who live for barely 2 days.
Yeah.
Even in those 2 days, they will mate and die. A lot of spiders and bugs, grasshoppers, they are dying as they're mating, but they will do it. Okay, it is such an instinct to procreate.
Yes.
If DNA insists on replicating itself, then the reason humanity existed is to create us.
Yes. Yeah.
Till the time you don't have another generation, then you existed to create them.
Yeah.
You are the purpose of creation. He and I are not.
Yeah.
We are the custodians of the
creation.
Of the reason of creation.
That's quite profound, actually.
Think about it.
No, but also the best. The thing is, when you Louis C.K. had this bit that when you get married, okay, you love this person, but when you have a kid, the endorphins, the chemical reaction happening in you, you just look at them like, I'll do anything for you. I'll kill myself for you. And then you look at your wife and like, who the fuck are you? It's like, so that's what happens, is because it's just such a chemical reaction. It's true love, because the love which you have for a man and woman or man and man, whatever, is different compared to the child.
Yeah.
Something happening in your head.
And not just fatherhood. We are pandemic fathers, which means we spend more time with the kid already. I've spent more time with my kid than most dads take 6, 7 years, 8 years, 9 years to get to spend, because kids need to sleep and you need to work. But we were working from home, so I almost thought sympathetic lactation will happen. You know what that is, right?
Yeah, of course.
Men sometimes have milky substance coming out of their nipples because they identify with the motherhood aspect of it so much. It didn't happen, but I expected it to.
Yeah? I mean, that's how much you were involved.
Yeah. Dude, I was...
No, but
as a pandemic, you're locked in.
Yeah.
And the first time you were dropping your kid to school, how did it feel like?
I was so worried. Yeah. I'm just a paranoid dad. I'm scared. पता है रोडीज में मैं इतना इससे पहले बचपन में मैं इतना उछल कूद किया हूँ. But उस बंदे का when he's in the park, and our parks are also not safe. सारे बच्चे भाग रहे होते हैं और एक आदमी भाग रहा होता है उसके वो मैं I find that I can't be more than 5 feet away from him.
Wow.
It's like there's a Wi-Fi tether.
Yeah.
वो गया तो उसके पीछे
Yeah.
I'm very paranoid.
No wonder you're saying that the sympathetic lactation. Yeah, might have happened because I mean I get a lot of sympathy disease with my wife, and I don't even know like when I have children what that's going to be like, because
where do you shove the tampon?
I mean I usually try. I usually try.
Menstruation is not a disease.
Also, fun fact is you're married to an Italian
Canadian.
Because like Canadian.
She's Italian origin, but she's Canadian.
Okay,
Father's
but
Italian.
what's that like for her experience, like living in India? Are there some challenges?
Dude, it's amazing. It's amazing because
you get to see two cultures.
I am rediscovering India through her.
Wow.
You know, the way you see something a certain way, but somebody from outside comes in and has a fresh perspective, and you see, oh yeah, I didn't realize, or maybe I took it for granted, or I've developed a blind spot for it.
Yeah.
So it's amazing. It's amazing. I love it. Our food is different. Always two different cuisines on two different plates. But I just love it.
How's the family though? Like, you know, I always hear Italians are so like
They're
loving
very like Indian.
and
They're very Indian.
Very jovial.
Yeah.
They're very Indian.
Yeah.
I mean, there are commonalities there.
Yeah.
In the loudness of their affections,
Yes.
in the coffee that
Yes.
they're happy with, that they're proud of.
Here we have chai and they have coffee.
Hey, we have coffee also.
Yeah,
South
yeah.
Indian coffee is among the best in the world.
100%. Yeah.
Oh, that's true. Okay, and to wrap things up, Raghu, what do you think is some advice you would give to like today's Indian youth, maybe, as to where
They're not going to listen to me.
strength? They're not going to listen to you, I know. Okay, but where do you see India going? In a good way, bad way? We are growing economy-wise, but culturally-wise, where do you see us?
Any prediction? Like, what would you think?
Nothing, man. I won't say anything. I'll tell you why.
I'm so glad.
See, I'll tell you. Every society has problems and we have disagreements.
Yeah.
The issue that I find now is that we are not okay with disagreeing with each other.
Yeah.
That is the problem. Someone said, I forget the name, Voltaire, I don't know who said that, not Voltaire, a writer, said that if Europe had the kind of diversity India has, they would have killed each other by now.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
For sure.
But we are not getting along swimmingly either anymore.
Yeah.
And as long as we are okay with living with differences, we are good. If we want only one kind of people to be there, then this is not that country.
No.
Yeah.
So
we're a continent, basically.
whether we are going to be okay or not depends on whether we are going to be okay with being different from each other or not.
Yeah.
I think,
In the West, people are cancelled basis harassing other people. In India, people are cancelled for defending other people.
yeah. That's crazy.
That's good. Wow. Well, it's been an honor, Raghu. Thank you so much. It's
Pleasure, yeah.
been one of our
But when you said we'll have Shiraz, I fucking was waiting for glasses.
we got one.
I can
CGI and a glass.
मैं तब से wait कर रहा हूँ.